bottom lane. And, you know, as Grant was talking about at the end of the panel, a little maybe shiftiness on the quick swap once they kind of identified that it was going to be Topson on the Pango. Suddenly it's FN taking control of the Bat Rider. Now we have Bat versus Pango in the mid lane.
Yeah, nice little swip swap, I think. FN's going to have a should have a pretty good time against the Pangolier. With the napalm stacks, you do have a pretty good kill threat. I think the mid bat was kind of heavily nerfed when the flame break damage was heavily reduced, so we don't have that crazy kill potential on the mid bat that he once had, but it's still a very good mid laner when you're playing against these melee heroes.
Mid one getting bullied quite a bit in this bottom lane. That's what Banes typically do, of course, and as you mentioned, with Saksa having the early point into Icarus dive, it's a bit awkward to be as assertive in the lane as a Phoenix. So they're trying to take full advantage of that on the Prodigy side where possible. Mid one is going to be chewing through a lot of his regen early. Could see himself potentially first blooded. Now they're chasing for the courier, and Epileptic getting caught up with all sorts of potential opportunities there, but he hits him with the axes, and here comes the Bane, looking to go for the right click. The salve, though, into the trees. This man is surviving. He finds a pocket to hide in. He heals up quite a bit, but they're not done yet. They go back in. They got more right clicks. Do they have any more nuking damage? Certainly they do, and there it is. First blood is going to be on to mid one here, as Prodigy just taking full advantage early on what the Phoenix is not able to do on the offensive.
Yeah, they used the salve and everything. I think that was Saksa Phoenix passing one over, but yep, Epileptic helps secure the kill. He is already level 3, 10 CS, 4 denies, Bloodseeker 4-0. He's just not a hero you can expect a lot out of in the offlane. Mid one also goes for a fast Orb of Venom, so his lane's going to get even tougher. And
4 stacks mid lane onto Topson. He's getting burnt up from FN here as he tries to capitalize on it. They fight under the tower, but it is going to be FN who gets the kill secured first.
That was close. He was so close to dying before getting the kill. And that's those 1-for-1 kill trades, when you get the kill just before, it makes such a big difference with the experience. A full level advantage for the Bat Rider now. And they're both going to get back to this lane around the same time. So, bad news for Topson.
2 difficult lanes early on for OG. Looking at the top lane here, we see Sumail getting hit with that Siphon, bullied all the way back. DM. 9 CS.
FN's going for another kill mid, by the way.
Got a lot, but
Topson's got no swashbuckle. He insta-TPs and dies. Oh.
That is a tough pill to swallow there for OG, as he's got to do that long walk of shame all the way back to the mid lane. This Bat Rider is going to be way full in ahead at this point.
So the problem, he TP'd and instantly swashbuckled to secure a last hit under the tower that he would not have got, but that means when Bat Rider TP'd in, swashbuckle was still on cooldown. And FN just ran at him. He didn't even have, he just had like 2 napalms and he gets the kill.
No tail to the top lane. TP's in with the momentum from his creeps. This is the one lane that is kind of going okay for OG, you know, with how much farm Sumail's been able to pocket at 21 and 5. But obviously things going a bit difficult elsewhere here as pressure continues to hit on the mid one too.
It's a level 5 bat against a level 3 Pangolier. I don't think you want. He goes for this rune. Is he going to die for it? Okay, no, he's okay. That for a second I was like, is he going to just kill him once more? But FN, I don't think he felt like he had the damage output.
A strong start for Prodigy on this one, as even at bottom they're still continuing to be forced back. As you know, Bane being the bouncer here, free to kind of try to attempt these pulls, but oh man, gets a little overzealous with the courier. Gets sniped down from Saksa on that one. But they go for the sleep. There's the blood right. Silence. Saksa able to dive away, but their focus is now going to be on mid one. He's forced to pop the wand and is shoved back yet again.
Yeah, I think getting this Orb of Venom has just made this lane even tougher. It's great when you're winning your lane to have an Orb of Venom, but when you're already struggling a bit behind.
Level 6, mid lane Bat gets the lasso up on the tops and a rotation from No Tail, but he doesn't have Sprout. Just some right clicks, but it looks like it's enough. Topson's able to create some space, and FN will be forced to TP out. But look at this, 4 OG members had to congregate that direction to just try to, you know, help be there for Topson.
I think part of that was also when you dive past that tower, he was hoping to be able to go contest that bottom bounty rune and refill his bottle. So that's why OG rotate all those heroes. Like,
mid one,
he refills his bottle, we're in trouble.
Sorry, but he was in potential trouble there in the bottom lane. Had to get the blood right out. But you're exactly right. Just most of that attention towards that 5-minute bounty, trying to maybe do a little bit of the greedy, efficient thing on the Batrider, but is able to pull a lot of focus there from OG.
Yeah, two lanes going very poorly for OG. You mentioned though Sumail farming well, and I think something Peter highlighted was that you need to, every chrono kind of needs to count. You can't afford to have a bad chrono. Anytime it's on cooldown, you got to imagine VPP will be trying to take towers, take Roshan. So we're gonna have to see Sumail have a big game.
6-minute rune is a haste at the bottom, which Thompson will be able to bottle up for himself. Still only level 4, trying to muster up the levels while FN is about to etch his level 7 on his Batrider here.
Ooh, that is a huge, huge difference.
Yeah.
Well, Thompson perhaps a little bit rusty. Spending a lot of time overseas and not playing a whole lot of Dota, so this is his return.
Yeah, OG continuing with their kind of unorthodox style is something to kind of, you know, get back into the swing of things with recent balances and changes. Getting just that groove going again. As you see bottom lane, a shift of the supports here as they kind of duke it out with each other on the side. But, oh man, can't step too far away. No-Tail had been farming in that jungle for quite a period, but the second that FN approaches, he sees easy food.
Yep. Just roams in with Firefly and the lasso. Maxed out Firefly, and not much No-Tail can do about that one.
What should No-Tail's early game be here on this Nature's Prophet? I might have to postpone that question a bit as we see the first chrono come out in this top lane. Going to be committed in from Sumail. Right clicks to try to get the finish on to save. They are able to get the clean out there as No-Tail does rotate in, and I guess that kind of goes along with the question. He's like, what is he looking to do in this early game? As he's stuck farming on the side. Bottom, mid one in trouble potentially yet again. I feel like I keep having to address bottom lane and mid one being almost in trouble, but they can't ever quite seem to get the finish. There they finally do it. The axe is coming out. They will get that Bloodseeker down, and Saksa has to be careful.
Yeah, Epileptic Kid having a great start on the troll down bottom. Forced to chew through a lot of regen to play this lane, but he's okay with that since mid one, his game is being absolutely destroyed. Just 2k net worth on the Bloodseeker so far.
Invis rune was top. FN was able to deny it right in the face of Thompson. So nice little takeaway for him here. He's got about 1,200 gold. I imagine thinking about a blink or something similar in his near future.
I think importantly, even though FN denies that rune, OG's done a really good job overall with rune control. Batrider hasn't picked up like a rune the entire game, it feels like. Every rune has gone kind of OG's way as far as the power runes. And the bounty rune denial as well when FN went aggressive. So the fact he's not been able to refill his bottle has limited, at least kind of stopped FN from completely running over this game. He's still obviously crushing mid and having a great time, but it could be worse.
You know, Death Prophet in the off lane here has been farming up. Obviously, it's Sumail kind of taking control of most of the farm, but she's at the point where she has her ult, given the opportunity that the mana is available. I'm curious if she's going to look to shift that into a fight, possibly breaking out here at the bottom as we see the lasso grab onto Phoenix, and it is just quick fire on fire hate as they burn him down.
Good TP out from No-Tail.
Okay, lift up and down. But quick blood right, creating the space here. Sumail backpedals a bit. You know, Chronos still being on cooldown for about 30 seconds time. And here comes No-Tail. Dishes out the Sprout. Creates a little bit of a space bubble. And it's enough to kind of force Prodigy to step off a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like VPP want to commit too many heroes. Actually throwing Exorcism out top to try and pressure this tier 1, but...
Ooh. They want the outpost control on OG side. Taking away that XP would be pretty nice. They've managed to also surround the Bane. They'll finish him off. FN comes in a little too late to kind of bail out his comrade, and they're not going to be able to contest the outpost. OG control both.
Double outpost. Nice bit of experience going OG's ways. Their supports will be very happy for that.
In the meantime, DM's DP did commit the Exorcism to the top lane, is trying to solo down this top tier 1, which is a very valuable tower, but I don't really know if he's going to be able to finish it or not.
Doesn't look like it. It wears off. Usually that first Exorcism, if the tower's still full health, you get it down to like a bit below half, and that's what he's done so far. Sax has sniped the courier of DM as well while grabbing a bounty rune. So OG not only got the outpost, they got 3 bounty runes off the 4, the 4th yet to be picked up. They sniped a courier, so a lot of small things
and the
going
bottom tier
right.
1.
Yeah.
Whereas it's more difficult for Prodigy to get it done, it's OG who clear it out first. But now back at mid lane, it's Thompson swinging it out with Epileptic Kid, who makes it venture to the mid lane. But the Rupture comes out from mid 1. He's looking for vengeance from the laning phase and is successful in getting the last hit. He takes down the troll. And OG suddenly stringing together a couple of positives here after what was a struggling 2 out of 3 lanes.
Yeah, they're playing really well right now on the OG side, and I think FN on his bat had this fantastic start, but hasn't quite made the same successful rotations as OG.
Oh, they're thinking about moving on the bat here. Pump faking the ulti. The jump in from Sumail. He has the chrono. Not looking to commit it.
Yeah, I think he should have used it when FN was still in the river before he got to the high ground, and they're going to now turn around on Sumail.
I was going to say
cancel
the
this?
grip would have been there, though, and it's fully committed here. The Blood Right comes out, but it's too late, and Sumail is down and out. Thompson, though, begins to roll his way back and forth through the alley. Bane stepping in, lots of damage onto the Troll, who had just fallen, goes down again, and they're going to get the Bane here. OG coming full force to this mid lane to take the fight right back to him, and here's DM now, sweeping him from behind. Got the Soul Siphon, looking to go for the support no-tail, Nature's Prophet, but now finds himself surrounded inside the Sprout into a Blood Right, but the Soul Siphon's there. Soul Siphon slowly getting burnt away. Another Rupture's there, FN forced to bail out. They can't finish up yet. They cannot get Thompson down. He's able to pop the wand, and suddenly Prodigy are on the back pedal. The chase is on. They move in. They get the hit. Block coming out from the bird. Soxa there, and they get the finish. Soxa picks up the last hit. OG, man, they go the extra mile in this skirmish to come out on top.
Yeah, the Rupture's just so good this game against so many of these heroes. We saw it there on the Bat Rider. We've talked about what it can do against Death Prophet, against Troll. You can see why they were happy to pick this hero up and even play it in the 3 role, just because you rupture one of those cores and it completely can take them out of a fight. And OG just kept running bodies in. VPP were taking that fight with no exorcism, and the Troll with back-to-back deaths in that mid lane. That's going to really slow down his game. He's still got decent net worth, but he probably thinking like his game should be a whole lot better considering how well his lane went.
I would certainly agree, and he's just already on to the jungle front at this point, trying to make up for the economy loss he just experienced there. They got to find a way to maybe work around the other 4 a bit more, working around maybe the cooldown of the exorcism to try to clean out maybe this bottom tier 1 tower where possible. And, Bat, he went with the first committed onto the Boots of Travel, which is great, as you mentioned in the previous game. Lots of move speed, able to show up when necessary if a fight does break out. But who's going to start the fight? That's the kind of tricky thing.
And for OG, their team fight, Chrono, Egg. We saw the Rolling Thunder really perfectly placed between the river that last fight. They've got all the team fight in the world.
Rupture on the FN bottom. Ooh, eats a lot of damage. Tries to TP out, but there's nowhere to go. Nice setup there, mid 1. Suddenly he's got his Rupture ult, and he's just dishing it out where possible. They've come across Bane again, and this support is quickly going to get surrounded by the OG troop, and just gets gobbled up.
They're just going from kill to kill on the OG side. No-tail, careful, you're dying to some centaurs.
No-tail giving it right back to Bane. Bane has been certainly having a lot of fun with no-tail in this game, whether it be through bounties or taunts, and now suddenly OG grabbed the tower.
Yeah. I think the worry for VPP is that a lot of their hero picks, like, it wasn't a great troll game, but it's a good troll lane. They kind of drafted for the laning stage, like Bat Rider, Death Prophet, Troll as their cores, this Bane Rubik support duo. They did win the lanes, but their mid game is not as strong, doesn't have the team fight to match up to OG.
Well, DM follows mid 1 back, but Sumail leaping in, has that chrono in his pocket. Gets hit with the Fiend's Grip, though, from the high ground. Commitment in from Soxa with the egg. It's a level 1 egg, though. But he hit the Spirit and is able to get the egg to pop. Rubik super low, is going to get torched up. And on the other side, it is also a takedown from the FN there. Soxa securing both of them. Mid 1 cleans up another, and OG making another fight work for him. as they will lose Soxa here. DM on the back end of this exorcism siphons up the Phoenix and takes the rest of this momentum to the mid lane where possible to just kind of keep pressure forward. But man, OG are scrappy. That has certainly not changed, whatever Dota season we're in.
Yeah, they're just going to keep on brawling with you, running at you, taking fight after fight. Mid one's fitting in perfectly with the way he's playing this Bloodseeker, and just constantly ready to fight. He's 4-2-5. He had a terrible start to this game on Bloodseeker, but he is crushing it the last 5-10 minutes or so, having a huge impact with what the Rupture is bringing to the table, and we'll see what they can do about it.
And Soxa just being able to get that egg off. We do have a grab on the Thompson here, as Save and FN were able to chase him down. They finished off with a lasso pullback, and the Pango will get dropped and the outpost to be reclaimed here by Prodigy's side.
Cheeky little observer ward there too. Does not get dewarded. Mid one put the sentry on the cliff, but that sentry does not give the vision of the obs unless you place it right on top.
Yep. I mean, even I have started to use that in my pub games, so
yeah.
I'm wondering at what point that becomes a bit of the new meta ward spot, and they're just going to have to start putting their sentries elsewhere.
It's so good, unless it's one of those things where the 5 positions that can scout high ground and cliffs have so much more value because of it. And the other thing is, if they do end up dewarding it, you're like, okay, you maybe catch them planning, and you know there's an obs there that gave vision, because you put an obs on the cliff, you see that obs with the sentry, but then you've revealed the fact you have your own observer ward there.
Now, Thompson revealing that he's nearby by taking the outpost. Lots of Prodigy members are here in the lower half of the map, while OG only have 3. If they jump onto save here, OG could throw themselves into an awkward spot, but look at the patience, and at least mid one with the game sense, knowing that this is not something you want to jump carelessly into. You know, DM reveals himself in the mid lane, but OG not quite confident yet to kind of make an approach. As Soxa does step up to the high ground, will get the D ward. But no careless approach from either side.
Yeah, Soxa actually instantly lost his sentry to some right clicks from Troll, so wasted a bit of gold there. I think they maybe realized where that observer ward is, and so that's what Soxa actually brought in his courier for some flying vision. That's the other way you can deward when you don't have a way to scout cliffs, but needs that sentry. And really good vision control coming in from VPP.
That little cliff may be the reason Radiant's just better than Dire at the end of the day. It's so damn good. And Dire have nothing equivalent, right? No, I don't think so.
Don't believe so, yeah.
Get on it, Frog. Patch it out. Here we have OG still congregated down. They finally take it out, but I'm sure that's kind of annoying that you have to go the extra measure to take care of the ward. It's like, come on, give Dire that as well, or get rid of it. They do manage to get rid of Soxa on this one. The lasso, the grab, and the follow-through as Thompson is the second casualty. Prodigy say, give us our jungle back. Give us this outpost.
Yep.
OG say, all right, we're out.
They instantly deward. OG's lost like 4 sentries and 2 observer wards in this location. I mean, VPP themselves are committing a ton of sentries, so it's not like it's just OG losing gold to the sentry battle, but it just feels like OG, normally you see a team aggressively in the enemy jungle, it's like, okay, let's fight and play around our wards, but they're just instantly losing their wards.
I don't know if it's been acknowledged yet. I don't know if this is the meta thing, but mid one has a Rod of Atos. On surface seems counterintuitive for what a Bloodseeker wants. You want him to move around a lot, and here you are rodding him, but you know, obviously rod him in place of Blood Right's good. Is there any other significance to it that I might be just missing, being a plebly casual? The Rod of Atos Bloodseeker.
It's always nice to have a way to counter TPs, although he initiates there with the Rod of Atos, so I think it's kind of his job just to kind of lock heroes in place, which the Rupture does, and the Rod of Atos just gives him a second way of doing that. So, you know, you can kind of Rupture one hero like the Troll or someone, then you can Rod of Atos like the Death Prophet or Bat who wants to run in fights, because you can't Rupture everyone. Until you get an Axe Scepter, then you kind of can.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, not something that can cancel TPs, as we see, and why we even see sometimes, okay, we do have a lasso player on a no-tail. FN is able to torch him up, just catches a roaming little Nature's Prophet. Pings out where a ward may be, but he catches out that support. But odds there, as you see, still neck and neck on this one. Look like 1 point each to both sides, so... I don't know if I quite learned yet what that bluish hue on Death Prophet means. I I think it means that they've. I don't want to say they did their contract, but they did maybe something battle pass related.
It's the killing spree, I believe.
Oh, the killing spree. He's
You
on.
have
It's like he's on fire.
Yes. So there's
I
different
like that.
animations for it. There are some which like are fire. This is like a blue fire one.
Wow.
I don't know
Well,
if that's
blue fire is hotter than red fire, right? Is that how it works in science? I think so.
I think so. He's only got a level 4 battle pass. So I don't,
Oh, that's not pretty red hot fire though. That's pretty cold.
I mean, it looks good. It's one of those things that was in Underlords when you have the win streaks. You get you're on fire or whatever. You have these animations. So I believe that's what it is. He is 3-0, so he's got a killing spree. And then maybe the bigger your streak gets, I think the bigger the flame gets.
Oh, I hope we get to see some big flames here in this one, or at least DP has a say in the matter. She's gotten pretty heavy utility on this one. Has that pipe already complete and is going for the Lotus Orb next. You know, obviously Lotus Orb. Very nice item to have when you're going against the pesky Rupture. Could make this Bloodseeker second guess on how he wants to dish out the ulti. But OG smoke up. Could cross paths. They see Troll. He hits him with that rod. Troll pops the ulti, runs right in, and with a tied up Bloodseeker, he just gets made into mincemeat, and now Troll finds his path cross with Thompson. Suddenly a jump in from Sumail. Sumail just hits him with the clean right click, pops BKB, pops the Chrono. Catches more of his, opponents than the team, so it's working out well as he cleans out one, cleans out a second. Mid one claiming both those kills. Triple kill all day long for Bloodseeker here. What a value buyback for him as they take 4 out of the 5 from Prodigy.
Crushing it. Mid one. What a game from him. 7-3-6. Just running over VPP with a, like you say, a really nicely used buyback, and that sets him up to take Roshan immediately afterwards.
I saw him suddenly with a double kill. I'm like, mid one, wait, mid one, didn't he just die? I'm like, damn, he came back.
And Saksa doing insane damage that fight. Just able to use his egg well, the Sunray, the Fire Spirits, all of that just adding up. And this Phoenix plus Void combo, it's always been one of those really potent ones. And they've got so many good ways to keep the Supernova alive and also to guarantee that Phoenix can dish out damage with Sunray Fire Spirits because of the setup of the Chronosphere. So anytime Sumail can get a good Chronosphere off, fights will go well.
OG, if it's anything like last game, though, when they got the Aegis, they go right on the offensive with it where possible. We'll take a moment, though, the Intel Moment of Brilliance replay.
We might need to go back into the game.
Oh, okay. Grip on the Thompson. Nice heads up there. They bump him back. They burst him down. It's a little bit of something, but, you know, OG, understanding that Thompson is not going to be able to be saved, just let that one go. And now they smoke. They want more. They don't care if you got that Aegis. Prodigy come to fight.
They've been scanned, though, and OG seem to know what's up. They had a ward mid. I'm not sure if that scattered the smoke. It was very close to where the smoke was used.
Oh, let's keep it going. Oh, well, it's lives.
We've got 4.
Come on,
we
can I
need
get
some more moves?
Can we get more moves? No.
I think Saxa misclicked his move. He went for the... I think that boing may have been a misclick. Accidental boing.
Don't like
Not
that.
in sync.
Bad form. Bad form with the
yep.
with the chat wheel on that one. Obviously, No Tail kind of mooing at him, knowing we know what's going on here. And they now pop their own smoke and go. They don't have Chrono for this yet, but they feel confident that they can catch Prodigy when they are trying to reset, if you will, to a new game plan. And they may have spotted Bane planning a ward. He's trying to juke and jive out of this one, but Saksa on the chase, hits him with the Vessel. Long that rod, got him.
We saw this last game. Ein plays a little bit too much alone sometimes. He's kind of doing a similar thing there. This time he's on his side of the map, unlike last, so I think that's a bit more excusable. But yeah, I think there's, to some extent, you only should be doing these solo warding things so much. Yeah,
I understand they have to happen in a game occasionally. You know, you have to sacrifice for the greater good to get that intel available for your team, but, you know, might need to just kind of read the situation a little more. OG pretty much all off the map at that point.
Yeah. It's just you're at a part of the map where you're not achieving much. Like, as a Bane, your kind of job to play with your teammates. It's not like the Rubik being alone, pushing a lane and dying is one thing because it's kind of one of his jobs is to push lanes, but Bane is one of his jobs to get wards up, and I think at some point, there's no point having vision there if your teammates aren't playing around the ward. Like, he gets that ward there, but unless there's a fight about to go down, you don't use that vision right away.
I also didn't notice when No Tail managed to finish out his Lotus Orb too, you know, something that you don't typically see on Nature's Prophet, but, you know, when the occasion arises and you feel like a Lotus Orb is best to have, you know, why not pick it up on a Nature's Prophet who can farm? And suddenly they got a little bit of something to bounce back the way of Prodigy where necessary, whether it be Fade Bolts or Soul Siphons or Lassos, obviously.
Yep. It doesn't actually get rid of the lasso if it's. I mean, of course, they reflect it. Yeah. The preemptive reflect one is kind of nice. Then they're both locked down, but yeah, it won't get rid of the grip or lasso if used afterwards, posthumously.
Getting rid of some annoying stuff like mischance on Troll and such like that. As here we go again. It's Bane. It's Ein. A little far from his friends, a little far from family, and now saying, "I can create space, though."
Oh no! Round 9.
Help me out,
TP
friends.
on the high ground or something.
Longest chase ever.
Okay.
Ooh. At this point, it's getting a bit
Thompson
ridiculous
may
of
be
a
in trouble
chase.
now.
He's a little far, but it looks like FN did TP away from that bottom lane.
All right, his ward's paying off now. I take back everything I said. His ward's going to win them this fight.
Okay, Lasso grab, pull back, jumping Chrono does manage to catch the Troll. But the Troll is not going to be falling to the damage that falls below her. He's committing in. He's looking to get the finish on the No Tail. No Tail does get cleaned up. Sumail forced to run out the other side on the back end of his BKB. Troll chases him out on one front while they get the grab and pincer onto mid one on the other side. This fight, all Prodigy here. OG forced to bail out and run Sumail. Able to make it away.
Ooh, no roots. Luckily for him.
Woo.
Epileptic Kid, the only hero caught in that chronosphere. Both Rubik, we'll see it again here. This chrono was close to hitting 3, but then ends up only hitting 1. And it needed to catch the bat or the Rubik. You're not killing the Troll there. He's too tanky, and once he gets his ultimate off after the silence wears off, he's just healing right back up and you're forced to disengage. Really well played by VPP. And this fight is won purely because they had that ward there. So Bane's solo death warding has paid off.
Certainly feels like it has, but FN could be spotted here.
Chrono.
Stolen green bubble Chrono. Man, that looks cool.
No follow-up, unfortunately. It looked really cool.
Looks cool, but it's purely defensive. DM, though, kind of comes in from behind here, a bit low on mana. Has that Lotus Orb, though.
That Lotus reflecting the diffusal and keeping him nice and survivable.
Okay.
Double damage rune, though. That could spell Roshan. Although, Rosh, no, not up for 2.5 minutes, so no Rosh.
Take care of that ward.
Thompson will just bottle it up for a team fight.
But that last fight pretty much shows exactly what the panel had talked about, like how Sumail's Chronos really matter that much.
Yeah.
You know, if they're just off the mark or if they're not getting everything that's important, you can just see how it can be possibly devastating for them in a fight.
It's tough for him. He's got this BKB now, but there is both Lasso and Fiend Script, so they've got multiple ways to kind of lock him down through it. So if you go in with a BKB Chrono to start things off, you could just get lassoed from the Bane. It's not an easy game for him to play, but the key thing is just catch as many heroes as possible because he's kind of the setup for the egg.
Jump, kidnapping onto Thompson here, pulled back into the arms of DM, and they do have plenty of damage to burn down the Pango here.
Yeah, he was so close to BKB, and I don't think OG want to really team fight until they have these BKBs because Death Prophet Silence, it's a 6-second duration silence, so anytime you can get that on some of these heroes that rely on their escape spells like Thompson with Swashbuckle, it's so powerful.
Bump back, and the sleep will stop the TP out, and they will burn up No Tail. Is Hein gonna hit him back with a tip? Come on. You know you want him. Doesn't do it. Outpost.
Bane's able to cancel the Nightmare on himself, even though it was a Lotus
Reflected,
one.
yeah.
I was like, I would have had no idea how that mecanic works, whether you can cancel the reflected Nightmare or not.
It looks like he can. So Bane don't care about no Lotus Orb.
Yep.
Except when it comes to Brain Sap, I suppose. But for the sleep, yeah, he's master of the narcolepsy. Can't stop this man. And, you know, it's getting concerning for OG because it feels like it just rests more and more on the shoulders of Sumail. Not only now for the Chronos, but soon it's going to be just for the damage. And, you know, really for everything in these fights because Trolls now starting to ascend to a different level. And then Bat and Death Prophet are also really finding their way as they've gotten, you know, critical items complete like the BKB on the Bat Rider. And we have a BKB also soon coming for the Death Prophet after getting those 2 great utility items.
Yeah, we'll see what OG can do with the BKB timing on both Bloodseeker and Pangolier. So they're going to have triple BKBs on their cores, so this is really their big timing where they want to get next Roshan and try to take some team fights, but they're being picked apart.
Oh, jump onto Sumail. Soxa is nearby.
Okay,
Can he bring enough? Jump in from No Tail, thinking that they might have numbers on this one, but oh my god, No Tail just gets shredded apart. Sumail will get cleaned out. They go for the egg next. Do they have it? Yes, they do. And suddenly OG lose 3 when all is said and done.
There's nothing to cancel Grip. Like, who's canceling Fiend's Grip this game? It doesn't seem to be happening at all.
Yeah, it's like Blood Right, or you're committing...
Rolling Thunder? But even then, it's like you're Rolling Thunder, then you got to roll on in. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger or something. Initially, yeah, the last on Sumail, it was like, okay, he's actually fine. He's going to survive his way through this one. But then there was a full duration Fiend's Grip untouched. And this was, you know, it's not like a surprise Bane pick. This was just a straight up 3rd pick Bane, and then they went for the Pangolier last and lack any kind of reliable stuns in their support duo.
Yeah, Bane certainly making an argument at this event, if not other events already, that he is becoming the platinum pickup for your 5 position.
I like Phoenix is going for a Yule Scepter. I think they're going to make it Sax's job with the dive Yules to cancel Fiend's Grip. I think that's a good response to these last couple of fights where Bane has just gone completely ignored. Sax will just have to use his dive offensively to get in nice and close to the backlines anytime he sees that Fiend's Grip.
All right, well, Roche is up, and Prodigy feel like they control enough of the map in the area to kind of take this one down in good timing, committing the Exorcism for it.
Yep.
Scans out from the Radiant. They don't see OG nearby, and it's just a swift, clean job here. Thompson jumping in with Soxa, though, even committing the BKB. He wants to fight and finish onto this Rubik. The sleep is there, but not enough to get the save.
They have no Exorcism. I think OG is going to want to try to force a fight here.
That's a good opportunity for them, and the cleanup onto Bane. They'll take the 2. They want more.
They have Rupture, so anyone who comes near OG is going to get caught out. And I think BPP, realizing that Bane was just kind of a sacrificial lamb to make sure everyone else got out, and they're going to dodge any kind of a big fight. OG do not push particularly fast, so maybe you'll lose a tier 2 tower or something here, but for BPP, they're going to wait for probably their big ult, their Exorcism, before they take a full-on team fight.
Yeah, they have top lane pushed out. OG will obviously capitalize on their pressure from the mid and bottom lane, and as you said, clean out these towers, build up what funds they can, and just go on the aggressive while that Exorcism is on cooldown. Oh, they quickly tee up to the top lane. They want to see if they can jump in for DM. DM, though, makes the right call and TP's out sooner than later. Is able to make it away. But, you know, if time is permitted for Prodigy, as they do manage to get a quick snag onto mid 1, who was the one left behind, it looks like, trailing out from the jungle a bit too late.
Yeah, he just stuck around for too long. There was a Radiant Observer Ward giving vision of him, so once you see a couple heroes have TP'd back and not everyone has retreated, you punish that.
And here they come, charging down this mid lane with the timing out, about 30 seconds of Exorcism. It could be great for Prodigy to hit OG really hard here. How close is that BKB for Death Prophet? Needs more time, about 3,500. But they feel confident, not waiting.
Pipe up the wave, but don't have the Exorcism yet. Otherwise, that could have looked very different. Thompson goes in with a BKB.
From the behind, the Abyssal Blade hit, though. The egg. Troll is stuck under.
Troll has BKB, though.
And he has an Aegis, yeah. Looking to spend it on his second life. Oh, a jump in on the back line from Sumail, committing in and managed to get both supports with the Chrono. Looking to take that Fiend's Grip off, but he survives! And FN follows it up. They get the lasso grab on Sumail and cleans him out. This Bane is still here and still has a Fiend's Grip where necessary, but OG have already lost 3. Oh, no. Not able to clean out, not able to dump in enough damage.
I mean, it looked like a good Chrono. Yeah, it's just 2 supports, but the support's the problem. He's dying to the Bane, but he doesn't kill the support. Sumail just doesn't have the damage and didn't have any follow-up from his team. Perhaps just waiting for mid 1 to respawn was going to be the better play there.
But Prodigy, man, they are playing out of their minds right now, jumping in, looking to take it to Thompson. Thompson is out.
FN has to TP because he's ruptured.
It looks like it's been a bit of a struggle for him to kind of get back in the groove of OG style and play, while Prodigy have seriously just been on the up and up, looking to continue to get tested where possible, and they are stepping up here. And what looks like could be a 2-0 against OG if OG do not have an answer in this game.
Yeah, it feels like they're going to have to watch this mid-racks go down, and once next exorcism comes up, they're going to be looking to run down another one of these side lanes, so problems for OG. They have a repair kit too. I guess the fight just happened too quickly and they didn't get a chance to use it there in the mid lane. Not that it would have necessarily saved that melee Rex, but it could have slowed down the push, and who knows what could have happened there. But for VPP, they are very happy with how things are going. I love the way they've just itemized across the board, getting the Lotus on DM, making a big difference into the BKB. He's just unkillable in the front lines. Troll, once he gets Satanic to go with this Abyssal Blade, is just going to be an unstoppable carry force. He's got a Battle Trance with a strong Dispel now as well.
No, OG not looking to throw in the towel quite yet. They hit the outpost at the bottom lane in case they want to rotate over some assistance, but assistance is not going to be there for No Tail as he gets snagged up from FN and pulled back. OG just kind of scrambling around right now to relieve pressure where possible and just buy them time where necessary. Just a little bit of window of time left while Troll will have this Aegis still. So obviously looking to at least wait that out a bit. Wait for the chrono up, which is just about to be up, and then, you know, OG just might have to give it one more try.
Yeah. Luckily, Aegis is about to expire, but I think they may just go high ground even without it. Particularly if they can finish this Satanic, the Troll is just kind of unkillable with all the status resist built in to Satanic plus SMY, and then he's got BKB Abyssal, so he's got even more survivability. But for now, it looks like, Tier 4 items coming up, 37-minute mark, so we'll see VPP get a few more of those. And he's also got the Titan Sliver on the Troll Warlock,
that's just disgusting. The status resist, the magic resist, like, how are you doing damage to this man?
Yeah, this is like dream item setup for Troll in the late game.
Smoke though from OG. This is it for him. Pango, BKB again. He's going for the backlines again. Sumail going in. Does get silenced for popping BKB. Then commits him with the chrono. Looking to take it to DP, but where the damage is not pacing the damage that Sumail is eating at this point. They are able to get the egg cracked, but still everybody on Prodigy's side is just flexing all of their massive amounts of health onto him and just shoving him back inside. Like, don't even bother. Don't even try. Prodigy is the new Virtus Pro to look out for, and they just make OG submit 2-0 from VP Prodigy here. My goodness, they came to play.
Yeah, this team, they're the real deal. This is definitely one of the highly anticipated matchups here in the group stage, and VPP delivering. OG, Tops in his first return still looking a little bit shaky. I think there were definitely some moments where you're like, oh yeah, that's the OG we know and love from TI, and then